So this is a special for a woman, right? You probably have heard before this expression, which I think should be every woman's mantra. I know they even do jewelry with it, bangles and all kind of thing. A nice reminder. She believed she could, so she did. And this is it, ultimately. For us women, when we feel secure, there's nothing we can't do. But that sense of security has to come from within ourselves. It's got nothing to do with what we have or, the way we look or anything. It's really that inner trust, that self-confidence, that real inner strength, and that's something we need to cultivate. And once we give ourselves that, everything just flows easier and everyone around us benefits, starting with ourselves. So that's really important for us women to really understand that right now as ever. And the way we do that is we go within ourselves. And by this we mean time, alone time for practice, yoga, meditation, whatever is your cup of tea, as we say. Just what allows you to just connect back to you, back to your heart, back to what you're feeling, and not letting life, in a way, just kind of being so busy to be there for everyone else, serve everyone else, forgetting you in the process, This is why meditation is key to help us keep balance, as women, we're kind of with our menstrual cycle linked to the moon. And the moon, as you know, is very changing and fluctuating. So we do have that aspect within ourselves also. And in order to keep us balanced and just at our best, we need something to do that. And just time to go within, to be with you, especially, as, depending your age and what's going on in your life, you may have children to take care of, a house, and working at the same time, and a husband, and all those kind of things. So for us to be able to manage everything in the best way possible without forgetting ourselves, we need that time, And often I hear, not just women, but people saying, well, I don't have time for this. But it's like the time you invest in being with you, in, meditating, in breathing deeply, it's like a huge investment you're making, for your own sanity, for your own health, and just your ability to keep up with life and the changes of life, the seasons of life. Sometimes we're thrown curveballs, and we need something to help us handle all of this, without losing ourselves in a process, And I think when it comes to relationship, that's a big one as well. People want, especially for us women, we long to be in a relationship and to have a life with that special someone. And at the same time, if we've been hurt in the past, there's a lot of fear of losing ourselves in the relationship. And that's why, we need to do that work to just help us heal our hearts, heal the past, make peace with all of that, so that we can be fully present in our life, in our relationships, for our children if we have them. And all of this is linked to self-care, taking care of ourselves, prioritizing ourselves really, without feeling selfish about it, but understanding it's a necessity for us to be able to function at our best, and therefore being able to give the best we have to give, to others, to our family, and, in all our other responsibilities. And this is one of the mistakes we make as women, we tend to prioritize everything else. forgetting about taking care of ourselves. And I think each time we get onto a plane, we're reminded, right? When they tell you, put on your oxygen mask first, right? Because this is it. If you're not at your best, right? Or if you're burning out, well, what use are you, what good are you going to be to anybody, even yourself? So this is what we really have to understand, and the other side to this is what we want to receive, we have to give, right? If we want to be loved, appreciated, respected, I think it starts with ourselves. And because our lives are so busy and they are so demands on us, we need to organize ourselves and just create some time slot, sacred time to really be able to give ourselves that, I highly recommend, of course, yoga, meditation, healthy eating, and so on, but also taking time to process your own feelings and your emotions, and journaling is very powerful for this, If you clear about what you're feeling, right, it becomes easier for you to trust that and use that to guide you. Often we know that our relationships are very much linked on trust, right, and communication. I would say trust starts within, right? If you trust yourself, it's like trust inside is trust outside, trust to the world. So this is something we build within ourselves, we cultivate. And so that trust then, it's trusting that whatever situation we find ourselves into, we'll be able to cope. That was not going to be the end of us, right? And for us women, we don't trust ourselves enough. What we tend to do is we doubt. Self-doubt is one of our biggest downfall. And this is what stops us to be all that we could be. This is also what makes us, easy exploitable, right? When in fact, woman is not for sale. There's no price on woman, we have forgotten how powerful and strong and amazing we are, right? Because we now live in a world that's just got into the habit of exploitation of women. We've seen in the past weeks this Me Too, hashtag Me Too, the amount of women who have had to experience that exploitation of us in the world. And I'm just so happy that's finally just coming out in the open. I mean, it's sad and touching to see how many of us have had to suffer in this way. But we have to remember that we're not victims, right? We're survivors of all of that. And I guess, it's because we're so strong deep within that, all those things have been happening to us in a way. But it's time to, things are changing because now all of this is out in the open. It's not going to be so tolerated, expected as part of the norm. And this was just so great, right? But at the same time, this is an opportunity for us all to really work on the healing, right? Because this has been affecting us for a long time, passed on from generation to generation. This is how we've lost our voice. This is how we've come to doubt ourselves. This is how we've allowed ourselves to become second-rate citizens, when in fact, we're the future, right? Everyone comes through woman, right? And it's been said many times that as long as woman is not respected in the world, there will be no peace. So it's really time for us women to stand up, to use our voice, to say no. Our power is in the no. And to trust our own ability to just be. I mean, already, if we didn't waste so much time and energy letting ourselves being exploited or disrespected or hurt by others, and I'm not just saying men, but just as a world, if we didn't allow that, imagine the energy that you could use for other things, you know, to create whatever you want to create, but ultimately to create projects and things that would help all of us, you know, to make this world a better place for our children and future generations. And we as women can do it. I think, you know, as there's been a lot of separation in the world between people through religion, races, you know, basically differences. There's been between gender, between sexes, also between women, you know. And this is all the stuff that we need to let go of and drop, and because they're not serving anything and anybody. And, you know, especially us women, you know, one of our biggest downfall is gossiping, right? The amount of energy you're wasting when you're just there talking about other people, you know, instead of, you know, focusing on ways you could help other people, right? Or being present for your children even, you know. All those things are important, and we need to change them, you know. This way we've got of competing or comparing one another, this is just so silly and such a waste of time, you know. I hope, you know, with all this Me Too stuff, you're all realizing we're all in the same boat, right? And it's time to just pay attention to things that matters.